One by one, the Western European countries are falling into the trap of supporting the Islamists in Gaza. And the main question is, why? And why is it happening now? You just have to look at all the fear that we are seeing from the establishments in all our countries, but specifically, not just recently in the UK, but the European Union nations, countries like Germany, Belgium, and many others. The Islamist protests are putting pressure by being combined with the political left, but at the same time, the international PR game, because they know that the protest in Israel against Netanyahu's own political incorrectness and his robust statements against the two-state solution is putting even more pressure on these countries, because we've got so many people in Europe who don't believe in Judeo-Christian values. And all that is thanks to mass migration and multiculturalism, because they are so scared of the backlash in their own countries, they are now calling on Israel to surrender. Yeah. Well, first we have the German government, who until now have been quite supportive of Israel and Israel's right to exist. But we now have the German Minister for Foreign Affairs calling for an urgent humanitarian pause, which is basically Israel surrendering, in the fighting in Gaza, while also rebuffing Netanyahu's stance on the Palestinian statehood, which is the two-state solution. She said, all those who say that they don't want to hear about this solution have not brought any alternative. Well, that's funny, because those who keep claiming that they want a two-state solution have not actually offered a proper alternative solution to a two-state solution. Because you know that the leadership in Gaza and even in the West Bank and the rest of the Arab world who are supporting the Islamists, not the ones who are not supporting it, they don't want a two-state solution. They want from the river to the sea. And now we also have a reaction from the Belgian government. Of course, the Belgians are talking about surrender. According to Al Jazeera, the Belgian foreign minister has come out to say that the conflict in Gaza will not be resolved by weapons and the violence must end. Gaza is on the verge of famine and the spread of epidemics, and we demand a ceasefire and respect for international law. There is a great risk of escalation of the situation in the region, and what we see in the West Bank is very disturbing. We will soon arrange a peace conference to put a two-state solution on the right path. On paper, she talks about escalation of the situation in the region, but translation, these are the elected politicians in Western European countries who actually mean escalated situation in their own countries, the backlash in their own countries. They are scared of what could happen to them. Secondly, there's a problem with the two-state solution nonsense that they keep talking about. Because in an ideal world, of course you want a two-state solution. In an ideal world, you want to have just, the people who want to create their own countries, if they have the consent of everybody else, to just live happily ever after next to each other. You can't, one, because one side want to wipe out the other one. Two, none of you guys, including Bill Clinton at the time, provided a proper, viable option. Because the other problem is that the Islamist side always reject it. So my problem is, why do you put all the pressure on the Jews and Israel? Why is it always their fault? Oh, it's their fault that the 7th of October happened. Oh, it's their fault that the Palestinian side keep rejecting the peace deals or the actual two-state solutions. Oh, it's also Israel's fault and the Jews' fault when the Islamist side in Gaza keep breaking and breaching their own agreements during each temporary pause and ceasefire. That's the problem that I have. Anyway, let me know what you think. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.